Hi, my name is Kelly Amos and I'm a fitness and nutrition specialist, and today for your tiny health tip I want to go over some substitutes of ingredients that you can use while you're cooking for the holidays or anytime. And so I'm just going to fly through some of these I'm sure you're already using. But with potatoes, most people are going to be having potatoes for Thanksgiving, and even just substituting yams or sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes, they're lower on the glycemic index, so that alone could change things up for you. As well as you might try something different rather than doing regular traditional mashed potatoes, or if mashed sweet potatoes doesn't sound good to you, then hi everybody, then try roasting your yams. And if you drizzle a little bit of avocado oil on, and you could just season with salt and pepper or other savory herbs that you're going to be using that will go well with your turkey anyway, they're delicious. And they're actually a very popular thing in my family. I use Cajun seasoning and all different things, and everybody loves them. Roasted root vegetables are also a good thing for this time of year. Don't knock it till you try it. When you are cooking if you are having potatoes, even just cooking them in chicken broth will add a little bit more flavor to them, and so you wouldn't have to use as much butter or cream or milk. And you can even substitute. There's a lot of things that you can use instead of using butter or milk, by using avocado in place of your butter with recipes, as far as dessert recipes. You won't even notice the difference, and you're adding some really, really good fat and other nutrients rather than saturated fat. Also, if you soak nuts, then, and I think I've shared this with you before as far as using cashews, if you soak them in water for about an hour and then you can puree them, they will also be a great substitute for anything that calls for cream. If you wanted to use that in with your potatoes, then you could also puree it with some garlic, and that would add just a whole another, garlic mashed potatoes with a little bit of a nutty flavor is delicious. There are, again, lots of things that you can use as far as replacing with the fat. Also beans. If you puree beans, then if you pureed some white beans, that also has a creamy texture, so that can help to thicken things up and again add that creaminess, but you're getting a lot of fiber and way lower fat. And also with your crusts, if you are making a graham cracker crust, if you just substitute some high fiber cereal, then that will make a big difference, and also has kind of an extra kind of sweetness to itself as far as the flavor. With sweetness, by cutting, obviously there's cutting. You can cut the sugar out, or reduce it by half, which is something that I always do. I would never follow a recipe and use all of the sugar. But if you substitute cinnamon and vanilla, and maybe just start with a teaspoon, cinnamon and or vanilla, they have they're naturally sweet, and so that can take away from the amount of sugar that you might want to use, or you might be using. Also, you can just substitute with maple syrup or agave if you prefer that. And then if you have things that have cream cheese in, you can use low fat or non-fat cottage cheese, and it'll give you that same kind of creamy texture. So when you're cooking things, don't be afraid to try something different. Don't be afraid to put in the Greek yogurt, the fat-free Greek yogurt, instead of the sour cream or the cream. Especially when it's with other flavors, it will add maybe that same texture, but really can boost the nutrients and reduce the number of calories for a lot of things. So that was pretty much my list. You might want to just look at your menu also, and my pumpkin pie, Aunt Kel's missing ingredient, you can make those in some ramekins, or I'm going to make a whole pie I'm going to make a crustless pie this year for those that want it, just to save you a little time rather than a bunch of ramekins. Also looking at maybe cutting some of your starchy veggies. If you're having potatoes and corn, maybe cut the corn if you're still going to have the potatoes, and again, maybe substituting some other things for those potatoes or some healthier versions of potatoes. And do remember that the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15, with all the veggies you're going to be having on Thanksgiving, just search that list on your smartphone and take a screenshot so it's with you at the grocery store, the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15 as far as the veggies. And that's really all I have, but I'm sure that there are a boatload of other substitutions that everybody likes to use, and we'd love to have you share them here so that people have that quick reference. I'm going to post a picture that has some substitutes, some healthier substitutes here, so that you can maybe have that list or do a screenshot of it as well. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for sharing, and I will see you tomorrow.